Happy Valentine's Day. It's Lost
Happy,
Legacies.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We're recording this on Valentine's Day because some of us have nothing else better to do. Or as I
And
like to celebrate, Happy Oregon became a state day.
or in my instance, you know, also technically not necessarily having other better things to do, but uh my wife and I also just don't make a big deal about Valentine's Day. So, yeah.
Well,
We get each other cards, we go get some food, and then we put on a rom-com. And that's it. There you go. Easy.
see, that's perfect. It's nice,
Easy.
you know?
It's beautiful and it's sweet and it's because that's what we want. That's the kind of thing that both of
Yeah.
us want to do together, you know?
I mean, it's also a thing that just comes with age. You are getting old, Sam.
Hey, hey, whoa.
We
We're
don't
s-
want to go out,
we're still
you
in our
know.
early 30s, all right?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm entering the later half
Yeah.
of my 30s, so or
Yeah,
the later
jeez.
years.
Although
Uh,
I was thinking about that and I was like, man, compared to like some of our friends or like our cousins and stuff, like I just think about it, I'm like, man, it's I want to be home, I just want to hang out at home. We were looking at like, oh, there's gonna be like a comedian coming in April.
mhm.
And Kat was like, "Yeah, I really like him, so I'm gonna get us tickets." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Uh, and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna get tickets for the show here, like just so you know." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So she sends me stuff. Well, I look at the time, and the start time is 10 o'clock,
Oh
and I'm like,
geez.
"What?" I was like, "Wait, like when is this?" It's like, "Oh, it's a Friday, like in April." I'm like, "It's a Friday, April, 10 o'clock," but like. That's not when he starts, right? It's like, yes, that's when he starts, Sam. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess that's
You're gonna
cool.
have to take a nap that day.
Well, we ended up not getting it. There was a problem with the site, and
Oh.
then
And it was past your bedtime.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Uh,
I'm like, man, yeah, like I can't hang. I can't
who is it? Who's the
like
comedian? Do I know?
um Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson. I have no idea who that is.
Pretty young dude. I believe I want to say uh he's working at or for the Daily Show.
Hmm.
Yeah, super politically minded, real handsome young man, and super funny, funny as hell.
Oh, this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
yeah. So Josh Johnson, if when you listen to this, I'm so sorry that we didn't get to go to your show. Next time I will be more prepared. Um, but also hopefully next time you can maybe let's kick like even a 9 o'clock start time. I think I'm a little more down. Once you get into the double digits at night, I'm like, no, I really do. I want to be home. We're in the middle of one of our shows. I've got, our
Hmm.
like the throw just over my legs, because that's the only
Hmm.
part of me that gets cold. It's just my legs. It's not the top half. So
Uh,
I got that on. I'm comfy. I don't want to go anywhere.
yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it. I'll just keep replaying the first couple of quests in Baldur's Gate 3 over and over because I keep making new characters. Oh,
I'm
new mods
I'm
just dropped, so we got
oh,
more
did they?
steampunk guns. I was like, yeah,
Hey, there
heck
you
yeah.
go. Something exclusively for Matt.
Yeah, there you go. So, uh, my my mom bought me a heart-shaped pizza from Pizza Hut. I was like,
Oh,
there you go. Just work what the single guy needs, you
there
know,
you go. Yeah.
from his mom, play some Baldur's Gate 3, and then go to bed. Call it an early night.
Wow.
So I'm trying to think what's happened since we last spoke. Um, what movie did you watch? What was the last thing you watched? I feel like you watched something that we had to discuss.
I mean, we didn't have to discuss it, but watch The Big Short
Oh yeah.
from your boy Adam McKay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How much did you know about The Big Short going into it?
Like in terms of what? It
Well, like, did you know it was like
was about like
half
the
documentary, half like dramatization? Like,
no, I thought it was just all dramatization.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
And even then, it's also not really half documentary. Like it
yeah.
pretty much is just like all dramatization, but then they like incorporate some like documentary elements.
Right,
Like,
right. So you
yeah.
didn't know like about all the cameos and stuff like that.
No, no, I didn't.
So
Yeah.
that's so wild because like that's the whole reason why I wanted to watch it. I'm like, oh, I think that's an interesting style of
Mm.
storytelling, and I also want to see who shows up. So, like, what made y'all decide to watch that movie then?
Yeah, I like because I remember when the trailer came out and I was like, that looks really cool. I like I want to watch it. Years later,
Stock market crash. Let's go, baby.
yeah,
Let's make
right,
the
right.
popcorn.
Yeah, let's go. Alamo Draft House. I want the mug, or the pint glass. Like, yeah. The quote along party.
What's the
Um,
Big Short popcorn bucket look like?
it's just
Cash.
uh, it's a house.
It's a
It's
house
it's
made of
just a
popcorn.
house. Yeah,
So as you eat it, it slowly falls apart.
exactly,
There we go.
exactly. There you go. You get it.
Wow.
Uh, um, yeah. I don't know. We were just looking for something to watch, and
Yeah.
Kat told me specifically that she loves to watch movies about uh like mobsters
Hmm.
and like money crime.
Oh, okay. So that's like perfect.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
so as soon as it got pulled up, she's like, "I've been wanting to watch this. Can't we watch this?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a Tuesday night.
I imagine
Sure."
Cat just like searching money crime.
Almost like truly like if she hadn't found something, I was gonna say, why don't you just type whatever you're looking for in the search bar? Because that's you know th- all these apps and stuff, they don't really make it easy to like search or find things,
Mm-mm, they sure
you
don't.
know? So yeah, because that's the point. Like they want you to endlessly browse so that you just spend more time on their app. And I'm like, well, that seems counterintuitive. Because if I
That's
don't
why all
find
their movies fail.
right, because I'm the opposite.
Mm.
I will spend 5 minutes looking for something.
Yeah.
And I think that's my max. If I can't find it in 5 minutes, then I'm clicking out.
See, I don't. The only like I don't open up a streamer unless I know what I want to watch.
Mm.
The only time where that's not the case is like a martial arts movie. I'm like, man, it's a Saturday night. I just want to watch some
I want to see
like
some heads get kicked
I want to
in.
see some punching and kicking. And like so I'll just go through like the list, like seen it, haven't seen it, watch a trailer. Nah, I don't really dig it.
Okay, okay.
So right now, especially after with everything Timo's doing, I'm just looking for anything like Indonesian martial arts. I'm like, let's go.
Mm.
Let's go. Um, I'm psyched for that cyberpunk movie you told me about that he's directing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's cool. So yeah. So that's kind of it,
Hmm.
other than that, like the only time I look like get on a streamer is like I know what I want to watch. Watching Lost or Star Trek or something, So
Hmm.
yeah. Did you talk about Gladiator 2 on the pod?
Have I? I don't think so.
I
No,
don't think so. Just a little
no.
quick summary, like, because I don't think we really talked about it, period.
We didn't. Oh, I guess we didn't. No.
I read your
Um.
review.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There you go. That's all you need to
it's on
know.
you know.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know. It's fine. Like
Hmm.
I don't. I'm definitely not in the camp that like utterly hates it.
Hmm.
I'm definitely not in the camp that like loved it to death and thinks like, oh, this is like Ridley at his best. I'm like, no,
Hmm.
if we're gonna call any like late stage Ridley Scott movie one of his best, I think I might concede and say that it's Alien Covenant.
Hmm.
Just because he's working on another level in that movie. But with Gladiator 2, it really does just kind of feel like we're spinning wheels, and he's doing Scott's doing stuff that he wanted to do in the first one and didn't get to do, probably because of time and budget.
Hmm.
Uh, but then even like, because I think he wanted to do like a big ship battle in the Coliseum. But by the
Right.
time we get to the ship battle in this movie, like there's the steam is gone, you know? There's no more wind in the sail for gladiator fights at this point, you
Mm.
know? And it
Hmm.
kind of just feels like a means to an end. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't understand. Like how did we get here? Um Everyone's fine. I don't think Paul Mescal was the right choice for this.
Interesting.
And you know, how spoilery do we want to get in this?
Well, I already know a lot that happens.
Okay.
Listeners, just skip ahead like 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, skip it at 2 minutes. Um, One, I don't like that they made Lucius Maximus's kid.
Mm. Hmm.
And I don't think it would have been so hard to believe if they had just got the other guy who originally played Lucius,
Mm.
because he's still acting.
Hmm.
I don't think it would have been too far fetched to have him show up as like as the same character.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know if he's a good actor though. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, he was one of our favorite parts of Salem's Lot.
Oh, that's true. I forgot that he was in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So before we get out of the spoiler zone, if you're listening, we're still in the spoiler zone. What did you
hmm
think about Denzel's character?
I dug Denzel's character.
Yeah.
Denzel's character is like the best part of the movie, honestly.
I just the side that I've heard a lot of was that it sucks that he's essentially the bad guy.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
oh man.
But it's interesting though because it's fine. It's fine because he's giving a hell of a performance.
Yeah.
What sucks is that the turn comes so late in the movie. And
Mm,
again, it's like the ship battle. It's like by this point, like there's no more steam.
yeah.
Like Denzel's still going,
Hmm.
but where we're at in the story structure wise is like there's no room to let this breathe. There's no room to let this like sit
Hmm.
and for us to feel the weight of it. So then it's like, oh, okay, like you can kind of read the writing on the wall,
Yeah.
like where his character's going, but by the time he finally gets there, it's like, well, I want more of this. Like if we can cut out like another 30 minutes and just put more of this in here, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I feel like this movie was too safe. And even the like artistic flourishes that they do, and even like the true bits of like kind of brutal violence that we do get, it's it's uh, um it's too few and far between.
Mm.
We This needed to get weirder. This needed to
Weirder. Interesting.
Yeah, this needed to be weirder, and it needed to be I don't know, grittier, and especially because like I feel like Scott, maybe I'm reading into this, but like it definitely does feel, especially like at the very end, like this really is kind of commenting on the American empire, as it were,
Hmm.
and came out last year, and how it definitely does feel like the ruling class are still taking advantage of the working class and the poor, pitting
Hmm.
those those factions against each other, and just kind of still reining it in while not seeing the writing on the wall that like, hey, this is all coming down.
Hmm.
And even when even you guys, so it's it's like that commentary is there, but it also just doesn't have the sting that it
Yeah.
needs. And then how, like, yeah, especially how it ends, it just kind of ends on like a we got to settle our differences and we just got to work together. And it's like, yeah, cool. Like I'm fine with that. I'm fine with like violent, gritty movies telling everybody, "Hey, we need to stop. Like this doesn't solve anything."
Yeah.
But I think you need I think you need stronger writing, and I think you need an actor that can emote it
Mm,
and carry that presence throughout.
face
So
it, Lucius. That's Rome. It's my Chinatown reference, but
I was gonna say,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
It's supposed to be forget it.
oh, well, I never saw it, so
Yeah. Oh, okay.
put it on the list. Well, yeah, that's a bummer. Oh well.
Yeah. I
But
did
on
watch The Sound of Music though,
oh.
which I'd never seen before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fantastic movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way darker than I expected.
Not as dark as the real life.
Yeah.
There was no singing in the real life, Sam.
Okay. That's fair. I was like, yeah, but they did make it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, but no, there was just recently like the family, where the Von Trapps, that's
Hmm.
their name, right?
Hmm.
The surviving family members were just talking about it recently and saying how like yeah, the movie's like it's a friendly family movie. They're like in reality, it's a lot scarier and blah 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 and Nazis aren't like these caricatures of characters like in that movie and all this stuff and I'm like,
Mm.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like too much, man. Calm down. That's why you come to Lost Legacies to kind of decompress. 'Cause that's the only way we're going to get through this. Decompress.
By decompressing?
Yeah, man.
That's our political platform. We got to decompress America.
There you go.
We got too much in us.
Hmm.
Like all the hate, all the
Oh no.
vitriol, all the gas. We just gotta
We just gotta let it out. We just gotta deport the hate. Deport the gas.
no, no.
No, no, no,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wrong messaging, man.
Deport the gas. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. You gotta
Yeah.
change the words. It's
If
all about
anything,
branding.
if anything, it's like we gotta stop deporting people. We gotta start importing more people. We need more people here. We need
Well,
we need more people working.
if we actually bought if we made Canada the 51st state and we bought Greenland, there would be overwhelming amount of liberals in this country that there's no way like the conservatives would win a vote ever again. So hear me out, guys. Maybe we should buy Greenland
And Canada
and
and
Canada.
Greenland, let us have this.
Mhm.
Let us have this.
Please.
And then once we get Orange Nation out of here,
Hmm.
then we'll give you guys everything back.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Oh man.
Wow.
So nice. Yeah, I haven't really been watching anything. I thought I had. I thought I had something to talk about, but I guess I didn't.
Mm.
Um, what I did watch though was Lost.
Oh yeah.
I literally finished watching it like 20 minutes ago.
Wow.
It was just one of those weeks, man. I forgot to watch it like 3 nights in a row. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh my God, what is happening?
Hmm. And then you
So
told me last night, oh yeah, I'll watch it after Critical Role.
yeah, and it didn't end till like
Famous,
almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like,
hmm
no, I gotta go bed.
famously a show whose like shortest episode is like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I know. I walked into that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a good episode though. So yeah, Lost. Oh yeah. Where's my notes? Today we're talking about Lost, season 6, episode 13, The Last Recruit, in which the wheels are in motion. Locke's camp has splintered. Jack's camp has separated. Everyone's out for themselves. And we got to wrap it up in 5 episodes. So, first question,
Wow.
who's the last recruit? Was it supposed to
Jack.
be Jack? It's like
Yeah.
Locke like recruiting him?
Yeah, at the very end.
Hmm. Interesting. But he doesn't have any of the others at this point now.
Yeah,
He just has Saeed.
it's fine.
He quote unquote has Saeed.
Yeah.
Interesting. So Jack did bring up a good point though when he was talking to Sawyer. He's like, this doesn't feel right, leaving.
Hmm.
He's like, I remember how I felt the first time. I felt like something, a part of me was missing. And he's like, I just can't help but feel that if Locke wants to get us off this island, what's he so afraid of happening if we stay?
Hmm.
And Sawyer's not having it. And I get it, and I like that Sawyer's that character. Like he doesn't have the experience that they went through, so he doesn't really understand it, you
Yeah.
know? But like I wish someone was there to explain it to him. Like, look, man, we came back, we ruined your life, but you need to understand why we came back.
Yeah.
Because to him, they're just crazy. But like, I really wish someone sat down and explained it. But like, dude, like, it may sound crazy to you, but it's the truth. It's almost as if like the universe turned on us.
Hmm.
Like everything that happened, like the worst things that happened to us were after we got back from the island. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense, but like we had to come back. And I don't know. I wish someone would just try to explain it to him. Like I don't even know how receptive he would be to it,
Hmm.
but I mean, he's camping with a smoke monster, so like your sense of what's real and what isn't is already askew. Just be like, dude, just imagine for a second that everyone's not crazy. Like there's a
Yeah.
reason, this is happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, like that's it's been a hallmark of this series that people don't talk, you know.
Hmm.
And in this instance, people aren't talking. One kind of just because of plot, um, but yeah, also it's just like what we're so far into this, and they are so far into this at this point that it's like, yeah, I don't.
Why start talking now?
Yeah, yeah. Why start talking now?
Yeah.
But also like like it's like you said, Sawyer isn't that guy. You
Yeah.
know, you tell him that everybody who left the island, that their lives got worse
Yeah.
because they left the island. I think he'd just chalk it up to like, well, I'm built different.
Yeah.
Like I'll figure it out. Couldn't be me, won't be
Hmm.
me. Like he's the kind of guy that's like he needs to experience it.
Hmm.
He needs to see the proof,
Yeah.
before he'll even accept. And even then, I think he'll still chalk it up to like, that's just life, you know? Like in the grand scheme of things, like
Forget it,
Sawyer.
Jack. That's just the island, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Still haven't seen that movie. No,
It's
I
fine.
I see what you're saying. I
Yeah.
totally get that. Um, but yeah, man, the on island stuff was fine. I really got no complaints. It was really cool seeing Jack talk to the man in black now for the first time.
Hmm.
I'm digging where Jack is right now because like I love the scene where he sees Sawyer talking to Kate. And then he sees Locke walk off with Saeed, and he's just there with his gun, just looking around, and like you could really see him thinking, like, "What am I gonna do?" He's someone who always has to do something, so he's really like just having to sit back and like try and figure it out, and I really like that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like he is a believer now, and then I like that he did step off the boat, and it's like, all right, he's going for it, he's in. Like,
Hmm.
oh man. Jeez. Um, I like everything. They left Claire, and that just pissed her off even more. You know?
Right. And right after, Jack just asked her, like, hey, why are you with Locke? Why have you been with Locke this whole
Yeah.
time? And she's like, because he's the only one that didn't abandon me.
Yeah.
And then what do they do? Not 5 minutes later, they're like, hey, we got to get out of here, and we're not telling anybody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
okay, yeah, no wonder she wants to shoot everyone.
Poor Claire.
Poor Claire.
Widmore betrays them, of course.
Of
Also,
course.
they had a deal to like trap Locke, and that deal kind of fell through. So I don't know why Sawyer was thinking the deal was still on.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so he kind of walked into that one. I love the reunion between Sun and Jin. I was just thinking, like, I hope that Sonic fence is down.
I thought the exact same thing.
I'm like, that would be too
Like
cruel just
like
to kill him like this.
they made a point like power down the sonic barrier or
Yeah.
whatever, and then they see each other and run and they keep cutting. I'm like, wait a second, the fence is down, right? Like it
No,
is,
wait,
and
there's a mistake. It's not down yet. And then they run into it.
and it's like, wow. And then
Oh,
I'd be
that's how
like,
they
well,
go.
at least they
Okay.
went together.
I
Gee.
know. Uh,
It's like that would suck. Like they can't even reunite, right before they die. Like
they
that, like
reunite in hell.
what? Whoa, no,
Oh, but
Not Sun and Jin.
that's what that's how Sun gets her English back.
Oh my God.
I'm like, that's probably my one complaint about this episode. This that whole storyline, it's they just wanted to give the actress something to do for the past three episodes. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, yeah. It truly feels like they wrote it specifically for like two moments, and those moments were her talking on the beach with Jack.
Yeah.
Like with the notepad. Like okay, like that was genuinely I felt like a good scene, between them. And then just for her to like silently tell off Locke in this episode,
Yeah.
the like, hey, you did this to me.
And
And
he's
he's
like, I
like,
didn't
I
do
didn't do
anything.
anything. It's
It's like,
like,
God, douchebag.
yeah. It's like, here's the thing. I hardly wish for violence on anybody. And I hardly wish to do the violence onto people. I want to find which one of these nitwit writers wrote that story.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything too aggressive. I don't want to do anything untoward, but I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you just enough to jostle you, just enough to rattle your brain, just enough for you to remember it into the next day. And that's it. That's
No, I,
that's what
I
I'm gonna
I
do.
want them to never work in this industry again.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I see, I didn't think it was that egregious, but
It's
you
just
know,
dumb. It's
it
just
like
dumb.
honestly though, it is just dumb. It's
I'm
like
like,
you just
it's
need to do something with Sun,
it's
and that's
on
what you
it's
came
on
up
the
with.
level of like, oh, Drogon knew the real evil was the throne. I'm like,
Oh, that's true.
sure,
Yeah.
thematically, yeah, I can agree with that, but it's cheesy, man. Like this isn't like a kid's book we're writing here, you know? Like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's to me, it's on that level. Like, oh, his true love brought her English back. Not even her voice, because she could still speak Korean. It brought her English back.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. I
Yeah,
forgot that she can still speak her native language
yeah.
because
And
she
then
hasn't
like,
spoken it since.
yeah, and even Frank has the horrible line. It looks like she got her voice back or whatever. What?
Yeah, yeah, that was it.
Something stupid like that. I'm like,
I'm
man,
like,
not his fault. He's just an actor.
yeah,
That was the writing, you know.
yeah. Also, you guys are doing Frank dirty. All right, like,
Yeah. Uh,
can't believe this.
yeah. Um, Frank though, man, like what a job. Like he has no story at all this season. Barely any last season. They just need a pilot to get them off the island. And they're like, okay, we're either gonna kill him last minute or he's gonna survive the whole thing just because he's the only one who can fly. I want that job. I'll take that acting
Right?
gig any day.
I'll take that gig. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, uh,
You probably already know this, but I just saw a I guess it's like some Star Trek podcast.
mhm.
And they were talking about how Colmeany's character, Miles
Mm.
O'Brien, developed over the seasons.
Yeah, yeah.
And it essentially all boiled down to, well, we like working with Colmeany, so
Hmm.
let's just keep writing him into episodes.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then it's like, okay, yeah, like, well, we liked him in that last episode. Let's bring him back. Like, yeah, Colm, you're gonna come back. And
Mm-hmm.
then 2 episodes or whatever season later, they're like, hey, let's give him a name. Oh yeah, he's Miles O'Brien.
Yeah.
All this stuff's like, hey, we need a wedding in this episode. Hey, what if it's Colm? Yeah, Miles
Yeah.
is getting married. Great. And I'm like, that's so cool. And that's so fascinating to just be a genuine delight to work with,
Yeah.
that people just are like, you can show up as a day player
Mm-hmm.
and then years later become a fan favorite of this huge franchise, you
Yeah.
know?
Cole Meany was talking about that too. He said he's like it was great because it was I think he was saying it was like his first like consistent job.
Hmm.
And even though if you think about it, it's only like um most of it was like extra work. He wasn't
Yeah.
getting paid as an extra though, but most of
Yeah.
it he's just standing around. But then a couple episodes each season, like they gave him something to do. And he said sometimes it was like they would call me on a Sunday, like, hey, can you be on set tomorrow? Like, sure. So we just literally come in for a day, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. And the fans loved him, and the creators and the cast loved him, and he became a series regular on DS9. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, that's awesome. And even in lower decks, they have
Yeah.
to reference the most important person in Starfleet history, and it's Chief O'Brien.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's such like the love for that character, and that actor is so much, and it's wild because he doesn't really do any of the like the convention circuits or anything.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, do you know how much money you would make if he did those conventions?
Oh my God. The line to
Yeah.
meet him would just
Oh
would be
man,
out the door, man.
Mr. Meany. I'm just gonna call him Mr. Meany from this
Mr.
point on.
Bean.
Please come to a convention. Like that would be wild.
Right?
And he's still working consistently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
Wasn't it like last year or something? He got like some like lifetime achievement award or
something
something.
like that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Make
But
him a pirate, damn it. I know he just wants to be a pirate.
yeah, he talked about that. I'm pretty sure he was talking about Shmi in Hook.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
That's what he auditioned for. But yeah, the
Sorry, I was thinking of Jeff Fahey as Frank,
yeah, he's the
as
Miles
the pilot.
O'Brien of Lost,
Kind of, yeah,
right?
It's like he's gonna end up being the most important person because very last episode they're gonna be like, all right, it's finally time to get out of here. And Frank's gonna take him off, and that's it. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
well, good for him. He's not even in the alternate universe.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've got, Charlotte. Charlotte showed up for an
we've seen
episode.
Charlotte, we've seen Dan and
We've seen
Miles.
Dan and Miles, but nope, nope. Frank is just like, hey, I'm still flying the friendly skies.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool, man.
Yeah. All the off-island stuff it was great. I loved it. Desmond's being a little creepy, but he's doing
Oh
his
yeah.
thing. He's getting Claire where she needs to be, and that's how she ends up meeting Jack,
Hmm.
her stepbrother. And then uh Locke, they take him to the ER after he gets run over by Desmond, and Sun is there because she's been shot and she recognizes Locke. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that was an interesting moment.
I'm like, okay, huh.
What does she mean by that? Because they're being wheeled in together at the same time, and his
Mm-hmm.
son's looking at him, she's like, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
It's him. And to my knowledge, they don't know each other in this universe.
They've never like they didn't show us seeing each other on the plane or anything.
Yeah.
So
Not even like disembarking, where
yeah,
like other characters got to meet each other. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. So I'm like,
so what so
huh,
what does that mean?
yeah.
All I
But
know is I'm very thankful. Son's fine. The baby
the
is
baby's
fine.
fine. I was like, okay.
Like, thank God.
Ugh.
And then her and Jen get to have a sweet moment, and then
Hmm.
that's it for the rest of the episode. I'm like, please keep that. Don't do
Yeah,
anything else. Don't do anything else to
yeah,
these characters. Don't
yeah.
do it.
Just stop. But
Just
what? Stop.
stop it.
I was thinking,
Stop.
stop.
I'm gonna get the chancla and I'm gonna chuck it at your head. Don't do
Well,
it.
the writer's room had a great idea. Shut up.
It's
No,
like,
you
no,
didn't.
they did it. No, they did. They had one. They had one, and it was to make them
Let's just end
happy.
it now, Sam. Let's just typical Man Jimenez style. That's how the show ends.
Yeah,
Season
because you
6,
don't want it,
episode 13.
you don't want it to end. So you don't watch the last five
Dude,
episodes in a timely
I
manner,
never
and then you're
finished
like,
Agents of Shield.
you
I
never
had
finished
like
the 100.
I never finished 100. Both shows I have like I don't even think it's 5. I think it's like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
I just didn't want to finish it. I was thinking about Agents of Shield all day today. I was like, wow, Daisy Johnson, man. I
Hmm.
miss Daisy Johnson, Chloe Bennett, and I miss Coulson, dude. You know,
Yeah,
even though he wasn't really well. I don't know what you know about the last season.
I
Like,
know.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
because he's
you've told me.
spoiler alert for Agents of Shield from years ago. Because he's
Mhm.
dead.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it's a
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
different Agent Coulson, and I like it. I like
Hmm.
the way they did it. Because you never saw the last season, right?
No,
Yeah.
no. I think I saw the first episode, and then
I
I meant to like keep up with it and just didn't.
up to the last 3 episodes that I haven't seen, I was digging it because it also crosses over with Agent Carter. I was like, okay,
Nice. Oh,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah, yeah. I did hear
yeah.
that.
Haley
Yeah,
Atwell doesn't show up, but someone else does.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You also didn't watch. I don't know if you even started, but you also didn't watch finish Killjoys.
Yeah, I haven't watched the last season of Killjoys.
That's right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Because that one was weird because I think I was having to buy the seasons
yeah, yeah. Off of Apple or
because
something.
just the sci-fi streaming on their site just sucks
Yeah,
big time. Um, So yeah, I never finished Killjoys. I want to eventually, but at this point, like I think I would just have to start over because it's been
yeah,
years.
yeah.
Speaking of
And
Kill,
I know that's one of the shows that's like in the running at some point for us to get to on Lost Legacies. So,
well, because we had talked about it, but like it's one of those shows like I don't really know if
mm,
it would be like,
perfect. I'm starting it this weekend.
yeah, just not that it's a good show, but like, uh, it,
Not that it's not a good show.
yeah, not that it's not a good show.
Yeah,
How do I explain it? Like, I feel like as we're not a reaction channel because we're not reacting,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like I just don't know what we would talk about. You
Mm,
know, it's like a lot of like there is big overarching story arcs, but not to the extent of Loss, where this is something we need to discuss, every episode.
yeah.
So I don't know. I was thinking about because Black Sails is on the list, and I would love to watch that at some point
Mm,
with you. But that's kind of something it's very plot heavy. There is character arcs and stuff, but that's a very plot heavy show, which is different from Lost, which is a lot of plot and character and stuff like that. So it's
mm.
like,
Okay,
interesting,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious, like how that would go down as doing episodes on that.
Mhm.
So, um, everything else, Saeed got arrested. I love the scene between Cop Sawyer and Kate,
Mhm.
which is interesting that because they're really doubling down, like that she's not a killer, like she's been framed. I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna have to explain that at some point. You know?
We hope.
Yeah, because in the real time, like the real world, like she kills her not her stepdad, but like her mom's boyfriend.
Yeah.
She blows him up. So I'm
Yep.
like, what what is this that's has Kate saying that no, she's been framed? Like what's the storyline here? Like what happened?
Hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll have to see.
They got five episodes to answer it.
No, they got 4 now.
Oh no.
This was 5.
No.
Yep.
No. No.
Oh, you turned Australian all of a sudden.
No.
Nar. Um, yeah, anything else you want to talk about? I just loved it. I
uh
love the explosions. I love, I are the others like officially gone? Like I don't. Locke just
Right?
ditched him. He took Jack.
That like this is what bothers me about this show
Hmm.
is that they made such a big deal about the others,
Yeah.
and I feel like they've just been like they've dwindled away,
Yeah.
like dust in the wind,
Well, it's
it's
like the
like
only one
doesn't
left
matter.
is Ben,
Ben,
you know.
you
It's
know.
like we figured out what their thing was and
Mhm.
then that was it. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
okay."
but it's like okay, like cool, I guess. I don't know. Like they were such huge and annoying antagonists for the first 3 seasons of your
They never
show.
really had like any closure on that.
Yeah.
Like we've had closure on like certain others and on Ben like through his story,
Hmm.
but like everyone else just felt like pawns and they're just kind of like, meh, you
Yeah,
know.
they all just got like dispersed a little bit and
Hmm.
now yeah, it's
They kind of
whatever.
treat them like stormtroopers where it doesn't really matter,
Yeah.
but they were kind of built up in a way that like no, they're a big important part, and it just kind of turned out like, oh, not really.
Yeah.
They're just being run by this one dude, and he
Yeah.
was trying to take orders from Jacob, and we know how we feel about Jacob.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's
Hmm.
it's a little underwhelming,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're all red shirts. It's
Yeah.
like yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter.
essentially.
Cindy and the kids, are they gone? Cindy was the hostess. She was one of the others.
Oh, oh, damn, that's right.
Yeah, and they had the two little kids with her.
They were all dead.
They're all dead.
They had to eat the kids.
They had to eat the kids, and the kid had a teddy bear, so I'm pretty sure the teddy bear is fine.
Teddy bear's fine.
Teddy
Yeah.
bear saved the kids. They're gonna live out on the
Hmm.
island. They're gonna find Rosa Bernard, and they'll be
Hmm.
like surrogate parents.
There you go.
And the
Yeah,
teddy
yeah.
bear will be like the island's guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. He's gonna climb all the way to the very tip of the island and just like do the Schwarzenegger roar, like in Predator. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my Lost spinoff. Well, okay, MVPs.
Oh, this one's I
It's tough because it's an ensemble one for sure. There wasn't really like a main character.
yeah.
I think Matthew Fox did great.
Yeah, Matthew Fox has been killing it in like this kind of stretch.
Hmm.
Um
I even say Evangeline Lilly. Like
yeah.
I like the stuff in the police station. I liked her basically saying like I'm not leaving if Claire's not leaving.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
loved all
yeah.
that.
True, like truly, I'll say everyone. Like this like the award goes to the ensemble.
Yeah.
And I do just want to say that like this was like the first episode in a very long time where I was like, this is a really good episode. This is Lost,
Yeah,
you
especially
know?
from both storylines.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
both storylines are killing it. Everybody on the island, it's like, okay, the pieces are finally in place. It's like
Yeah.
this definitely has the energy of like, classic Lost, like, oh yeah, we're getting into the finale,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah,
I
I'm
and he,
I'm I'm excited
and
about
here's the
it.
thing, it's not like the last episodes were bad.
Right.
It was just that like all the on island stuff has been like okay. Whereas
Hmm.
the off island is like fantastic, you
Yeah.
know? But I then you have Widmore's number two lady show up all cocky and badass with her gun.
Hmm.
And I'm
Next time
thinking
we won't miss. It's like, okay.
like she doesn't know he's the man in black.
Yeah.
She thinks he's just John Locke somehow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she wouldn't be that cocky if she actually knew what that sonic fence was for.
Hmm.
And like I'm tired of especially in this show having like that cocky attitude kind of characters, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, just stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop. But we had an idea for this character. Stop. Shut up, writer's room. Enough.
Stop making him cocky.
Yeah.
I'm getting the other chocolate.
So that was originally supposed to be the guy from last season. What was his name? Who was on the flight and who started to take charge, and then Ben just shot him with a shotgun.
Oh, Caesar.
Caesar, yeah. So originally that was supposed to, like they wanted him back for this season, and he's like, nah, I think just one is good. So they kind of just wrote him off last season then.
Oh, wow.
And I think he knew he's like, oh, it's not going to be a very big part.
Mm.
especially with Lost, coming to Lost. Dude, I was on Reddit last night and they're like someone posted the most inconsequential character in Lost and it was Ilana. I'm like, I mean, no shade to the actors, but like I gotta agree, like
Kind of, yeah.
her character had a small part to play in this very, very, very large and talented ensemble, you
Hmm.
know. Um, and it
Like
was nice that
it,
she came back for this episode.
yeah, yeah. Like it kind it. If we
Il-
could go back,
Ilana Verdansky was her name.
yes,
I
Verdansky.
just I remember because Verdansky is a fictional country in the Call of Duty universe.
Oh,
Ugh,
oh, they
I've
must have been
killed.
Lost fans.
Yep, I've killed plenty of people in Verdansky. No, it's
Wow.
Verdansk. It's Verdansk. It's
Oh,
Battle Royale, so actually I haven't because I don't play Battle Royale
oh.
because I always die. I also haven't played Battle Royale or Call of Duty in a long time. I have the
Hmm.
shakes.
You
I
find
almost,
still?
yeah, dude, I almost downloaded it this past weekend. I was like,
Stop. No.
dude, like the game, like all of it, like because you got to get the new game, but then you also have to download like the previous Call of Duty like patches
Hmm.
because it's all one thing now. It was like 260 gigs, and I'm like,
Jeez.
geez, like when I was playing Call of Duty, I could play Call of Duty and like maybe one other game on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
That was it. As soon as I deleted it, dude, I got like five different Baldur's Gate saves going. I'm like, bring it on, man.
Man,
So
don't you miss when you can just put it in a disc
I
in a
miss discs.
PlayStation
I do.
and you just play the game and that's it?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is just, yeah. Yeah. I don't
Hmm.
know. I miss that.
Yeah, me too, man.
Um,
It's the way of the future.
yeah. I was gonna say something. Oh, yeah, like I guess like not, not to, like keep talking about like, oh yeah, like what if we redid this? What if we remade Lost? It's like,
Right.
but I feel like well, one, obviously like you would have to like know ahead of time what you're writing.
Hmm.
And we already knew that that wasn't how the show was made,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
We've talked about that to death. But if you wanted a character like Alana to really like hit, to really be a home run character, I would have just made it somebody from somebody else's past.
Mm-hmm.
Like a minor character that we had already seen.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe somewhere along the way, like they got touched by Jacob or whatever. Like
Hmm.
they became his acolyte, like something like that.
Yeah,
Um, or just even start it after the crash. You
yeah.
know, I think an interesting thing to think about would have been like, we're because we already saw how like the Fantastic Four of Lost,
Hmm.
how they all got to the island, like, like, oh yeah, Dan, he's going crazy seeing this plane crash and he doesn't know why, so he doing all this stuff. Frank, he's like, I know my best friend was a pilot and that wasn't him,
Hmm.
uh so yeah, like we know how like these people reacted to seeing the crash. You could have done it for one of Jacob's people and just have it be somebody from somebody's past. How crazy,
Yeah.
like this is joking, but how crazy wouldn't it have been if it was like Hurley's dad, you know,
Mm-hmm.
acolyte of Jacob, like
Yeah.
just something like that, like from like
Yeah.
somebody from there to then be like, oh, like cool, like you're, and do the Lost thing where it's like, oh, like we're trying to get here, and then kind of do the turn where it's like, but
Yeah.
we need you to go back, like we
Yeah.
need to do that. Heck, make it Jack's ex-wife,
It's kind of like what Lance Reddick's character could have done something like that.
Yeah.
Because like uh he was working for Widmore though, right?
Mm,
I think so.
yes, he was.
So, but that was kind of like a perfect opportunity for a character who you could have seen more of their backstory, background, see how they tied into it, and then they get to, he would show up on the island as well. You're like, oh, maybe
Hmm.
that would be him in the role, in the number two role here. That would
Yeah.
have been a much more epic scene. Lance Reddick facing off with the Man in Black.
Yeah.
Next time, we won't miss. Um, but because I was also thinking like, obviously it's probably not going to happen now with 4 episodes left. I always felt like Penny should have got a flashback episode.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
God, yeah.
technically we don't need it, but like she spent years looking for the island in Desmond. I would have liked to see what that entailed,
Yeah.
and like having to do it all while avoiding her father,
Yeah.
like that would have been something that was cool because she ties into Desmond's story in his past, but it's not until like because like he has one or two episodes in season two, and then he doesn't come back till like the last couple of them in season two, you know,
Yeah.
and then it's not until that last scene where we realize Penny's looking for him. Oh,
Hmm.
then we realize how much she actually ties into the island story,
Yeah.
and the history of the show. Whereas before are like, okay, this is just a really solid romance.
Hmm.
Uh, so to bring her in to really tie her into the lost lore was brilliant. I wish we would have got like a flashback episode of her.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
um, well, dude, 4 episodes left.
Stop.
I'm going to do it every time, Sam.
No. You
Four.
hadn't been doing it, and I was very
Really?
happy that you stopped. Yeah.
I love it because like it puts like the pressure on. I'm like, ooh, okay, 4 episodes left, Sam.
Uh,
What's your prediction?
something bad's gonna happen. Something bad's gonna happen to people that I care about, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
be real upset about it.
Well, I'm sure everything will be fine, Sam. Next week when we talk about Lost season 6, episode 14, The Candidate. Jack must decide whether or not to trust Locke. Guys, it's crazy out there and it's crazy in here with this show,
Hmm.
but yeah, we're still working, we're still moving things along. When we celebrate the Lost Legacies 201st episode, we're gonna have some updates for you
Hmm.
regarding our the Lost Legacies podcast and regarding our YouTube channel, all that stuff.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah. It's not as big as, oh, we got things planned, like we're gonna blow up Parliament. Not that big. But it's
Yeah.
also not just like, oh yeah, we're just making more podcasts, guys. It's a little more exciting than that. So we're right in
Yes.
the middle. More podcasts is down here. Blowing up Parliament is up here. We're right
Hmm.
in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We're the
So
best part of the sandwich.
yeah.
Yeah.
The meat,
The meat,
the turkey.
the cheese.
Yeah. Je ne
Yeah.
sais quoi. The je ne sais quoi of the sandwich. I don't know
Yeah.
French.
Yeah. There you go.
Ah, well, everyone, take care. Find us on the socials. I'm on Instagram and on Threads at Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. And just randomly, the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch scene popped up on my Instagram feed. And there are times when I forget what I named my Instagram after. I was like, oh yeah. I mean, it's always there like in my subconscious, but I'm like,
Mhm.
like we're like over a decade in at this point. I can't change it. I'm gonna have this until the day I die, or as
It's
long as
true.
Instagram's on. Like that's
It's
gonna be my name.
it's true. It's
I
true.
I wonder how many people see my profile and they're like, "Holy hand grenade of Antioch." Some kind of like religious zealot. Who is this guy?
Right,
You
right.
know?
No, no, because it's like it's holy hand grenade, so it's like yeah, like religious. Okay, yeah, I guess like zealot, but also like super into like guns and
Oh yeah.
a specific era of World War II.
Well, he's from Texas, so
Yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh. And you can find me on BluSky, Instagram, and Threads at Real. It's REEL, Texas Weirdo.
it also says on my profile, it says Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch, actor, writer, podcaster, dungeon master. So they're like, oh, actor, okay, maybe he's a liberal. Writer, oh, he's probably gay. Podcaster, what a loser. Dungeon master, oh, he's a perv as well.
Wow. Jeez.
All
You
because they get all of that from my tag.
Yeah, from Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch.
Oh,
And
however,
yeah.
on BluSky, I'm just Matthew Jimenez.
Yeah.
You gotta keep him guessing, you know?
Whoever that is. I don't
Whoever
know
that
that.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a writer, actor, podcaster, and dungeon master is what he is.
I don't even think I have a heading on that one. But yeah. So everyone, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for decompressing with us.
Decompressing with us, exactly. That's the right
Get all
word.
those bad gases out of you.
Oh, okay. On BluSky, I'm just actor podcaster. And then I talk about the podcast. Okay. Works
Yeah.
for me. Everyone, take care. We'll be back next week. Till then, get lost.
Get lost.